Okay, good morning, Luann, and welcome to the Stop D Theft podcast. And today we want to delve into judicial corruption. We want to talk about judicial corruption. As you know, Stop D Theft is fighting uh, to basically ensure that all homeowners' properties are restored to them. It is an epidemic that is raging in New York City and state, and we're fighting to get a handle on it and to get justice. And so this morning, I want you to talk to us about what is judicial corruption. What is that?
So judicial corruption is
I can't hear you.
using.
Your mic.
Oh,
Hit your
can
mic.
you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me or no? I'm talking. You can't hear me? Can you hear me? No.
I can't hear you. Let me see. Maybe it's me.
My mic is
Oh,
on.
I hear you now. I hear you. Yeah, it's me. Sorry about that. Yes.
Can you hear
So
me or
let's
no?
jump in. Yes, let's
Okay,
jump in
that's
and,
okay.
you know, talk to us about what is judicial corruption.
So judicial corruption is using the judicial system to to pervert justice, obstruct justice, to steal people's property. And they're using the court employees, the motion departments, certain judges, clerks to do all of this. So instead of the justice system being protected and the integrity of the courts maintained, they're instead exploiting it for their own financial gain.
Hmm. So what have you seen or what have you experienced in the court?
So I'm in my own business litigation in King's Supreme Court, and I realized something very bad was going on there. And so I've spent a very considerable amount of time in the courts to find out all that I have learned and know and confirm. So I figured out that the motions department is extensively manipulating motions in order to control the motion, the documents that's being given to the judges. I have in writing about the court internal system. So there's an internal system which is not NICEF. So NICEF is for show. The documents there are not the documents the judges are getting. The documents are maintained in the court's internal system, in the case management system and CourtNet. And that is where they are distributing the documents to the judges. So the judges are getting falsified documents and not the NICEF documents as you see them. So
Mm.
your motions
Oh,
are being manipulated, and your words, your affirmations, your evidence is not getting to the judge. It's being changed, falsified, suppressed, and you can't win a case when you can't be heard, whether in court because the judges are silencing you, or in your documents because they're being changed.
right. So when you say your documents are being changed, what does that look like when you say that they're changing
So
documents?
it Right. So they have a few different tactics they've used, and we've confirmed. One of the tactics is they're putting zeros in front of certain people's in front of motion sequence numbers. That essentially makes the motion completely able to be manipulated. Attorneys don't get the zero in front of their motions, but us pro se or unrepresented people do, and that allows the motion to not follow any legal procedure or timeline. It's like the zero. You get the 0, 0,
Mm.
13, 0. It's like negating and controlling your entire motion. But even worse than that is the falsifying the documents. So once they're filed into NICEF, the document is stamped with the date and time at the top, and it also receives a court process confirmation with the same date and time. And then you can capture the properties of your document, because I sit there and capture it as soon as it's filed by the court, because we're doing a lot of it letting the court file it, so they're responsible for all of it. And then we're watching the PDF producer change. They're changing the PDF producer, the application used, to a corruptible PDF after it's filed, which allows the document to be then manipulated ongoing. And the properties of the
Wow.
document show that the documents are being changed minutes, hours, weeks, months, and I even have a letter to the judge changed over a year later. And so they are continually able to change those documents. And if everybody went to NICEF to get the documents, like if the judges went to NICEF to read the motion documents, we'd all be looking at the same thing. But they're not
Hmm.
going to NICEF. And we've confirmed that with judges. They're not going to NICEF to get the documents. they're being given and distributed the documents in the court internal system. So those documents that are entered into NYSIF are changed minutes, hours, days, weeks later. And then the motion documents the judges are getting through the CourtNet internal system are not the NYSIF documents.
Wow, this is big. And so, when, we met and you started telling us about your situation and your experience, everybody just started going crazy because we're experiencing the same thing too, right? And like I was explaining to you before, I've been before a judge named Shears, right? And when I went before Judge Shears routinely violates the law by taking you off the record, not allowing you to have a court reporter so that your case is recorded. So if you have to appeal her decision, it's almost as nothing had ever occurred. There's no record of it. And she does this all the time. And so a part of us understanding how our documents go missing, what is happening with the court filings, we wanted to take a deeper dive into what it is and how do we check the system, right? How do we fix a system that is so broken and so corrupt that justice is routinely delayed, which means it's denied, right? And so talk to us about filing judicial complaints. What is it that we can do to file a judicial complaint?
So we've been, I've been working with a group of people that are.
You just froze, Luann. Okay.
That's going
Okay,
to block us from getting the information to the judges and all. So we're filing complaints directly to the court, but we're also filing grievances against the attorneys. We're also going to the New York State Judicial Commission on Judicial Conduct. So we're hitting all of them, including FOIL and all.
Right. Okay, perfect. So this segues into. No, I'm here. Can you hear me? I'm here. Can you hear me, Luann? Okay, so this segues in to what we're going to be doing this weekend. This Saturday, Luann will be in New York, and we will be meeting at the Macon Public Library in
I don't know if I
Brooklyn.
lost you.
No, I'm here. You probably can't hear me, but I can hear you. So we'll be meeting at the Macon Public Library in Brooklyn, New York, in the Bedford-Stuyvesant section of Brooklyn. That's on Macon and Lewis Avenue, 361 Macon Street and Lewis Avenue. We need you all to come out and attend. We will be going over exactly what we're talking about, but doing even a deeper dive into what is judicial corruption and all of those things. So we want you to be there and be present. Bring your cases, your index number. We're going to be going through it. Bring your laptop because we want you to be able to do this in real time. It is time that the court understands that we're not scared of judges, right? Yes, we want our properties restored. Yes, we want our cases to be heard, but we're not going to be abused and bullied by judges because we're at their mercy. Someone and some entity has to step in and check the court. And Luann is going to help us to understand how we go about that process. So we hope to see everyone this Saturday at 12 noon at 361 Macon Street in Brooklyn, New York, in the Bedford-Stuyvesant section of Brooklyn. And we hope to see you all there. So Luann, before we close out, please, I'm going to give you the last word. What would you tell people about judicial misconduct and how to protect themselves?
Yeah, we need to join together because even mine might be business, but I'm helping someone else with her. They're trying to illegally steal her owner, her property. We need to be together. We need to be clear. We need to know. I had to learn the law in order to defend myself against my own bribed attorneys. So now I know the law in many ways, and now I know how they're doing the crime. And we need to bring it together, and we need to be relentless in calling out with detailed evidence. This is not an opinion piece about the judges. This is what you're doing and violating the law. We're not talking opinion. We're talking the New York law, and we're talking how you are corruptly manipulating motions and documents. And we're going to bring it all together and be relentless in bringing it to the forefront in all the grievance, directly to the courts, to the appellate, to the New York State Commission on Judicial Conduct. We're bringing it on all fronts, and they need to know we're not tired.
That's it. Thank you so much, and see you Saturday.
Bye.